Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heard with Trevor. Probably the most ridiculous debate going on since Parliament's got back in session here in Canada last week is the conversation about whether the EI and CPP premium increases on January 1st for those making more than $60,000 a year in Canada are tax increases or whether that's an actual benefit. I think it's a massive deflection by the Liberal Party to basically not acknowledge that they're increasing rates, whether you call it a rate, a premium, a tax, a benefit, regardless of what they want to call it. The Liberals refuse to admit in any way, shape, or form that they are increasing taxes on the middle class, and then they turn around and we got Trudeau and Freeland and Gold. They want us to believe that it's a benefit. The government's just taking more and more from us, right? And that's not the end of it either. Once we hit the end of the spring quarter in 2023, we're looking at another carbon tax increase. There's no way that people can afford this. Absolutely no way. It's just ridiculous. So just going to play the videos here with the members of Parliament first, and then I want to show some of the Liberal partisan reactions online. And video that was made and went somewhat viral, 27,000 or something views on TikTok, which I think is pretty great for Canadian politics, right? Like, because we don't really pay attention. And that's actually what I want to use this video to show, is how little it is that we really are paying attention. So first off, here is the video with the members of Parliament in the House of Commons. This is from yesterday during question period. Okay, so here we've got the leader of the Conservative Party as of a couple of weeks ago, Pierre Paul here, and there's a bunch of Conservative MPs here that keep asking for the EI and CPP tax increases to be lowered, and rather than even acknowledge that they are increasing the rates, the tax, whatever you want to call it, the EI, the CPP that's deducted off of people's paychecks is increasing for part of the middle class anyways, and those in the upper class as well. Too bad, so sad for them. It's the middle class that I'm concerned about here.
Government's solution to raise paycheck taxes and gas taxes and other taxes. Won't they cancel this tax hike?
We certainly do not support their plan to raise taxes on the paychecks of Canadians. Why won't they stop making things worse and cancel their punishing tax hikes on Canadians?
So will this government change course and cancel their planned tax increases on Canadians' paychecks?
On January 1st next year, the Liberals will increase paycheck taxes on anyone making $60,000 by over $1,000. Will this government cancel their planned paycheck tax increases?
The Conservatives are wrong. There are no tax increases. We're talking about EI and CPP. By raising...
So I'm just going to stop it there briefly. Let's go back here, and before we do, I'm going to bring up a definition here for us so that we can see what the definition of a tax is. The definition of taxes: mandatory payments collected from individuals and corporations by a government entity to fund government activity. That's exactly what employment insurance is. That's exactly what the CPP pension plan is. It was collected from individuals and corporations, right? Corporations are mandatorily forced to take it off of their employees' paychecks, and they give it to the government entity, and that funds that government activity. That government activity could be social services, it could be healthcare, no matter what it is. It just makes me laugh how far that the Liberals and Justin Trudeau's party of Liberals specifically will go just to say that they're not increasing taxes. Here we have the fees are increasing on us. So I want to bring up the here we've got the video of the video that went viral on TikTok. Sorry, this was I've taken this one off of Twitter. It's got 28,000 views, which is pretty good for Canadian politics. Unfortunately, I really think she's leading people astray. And what it is that she's saying here, just to repeat the Liberal Party rhetoric that she's been hearing in the House the last few days here.
This idiot, Pierre, keeps saying that CPP and EI are a tax. They're not.
So let's go back and see what a tax is. Mandatory payments collected from individuals and corporations by a government entity to fund government activity. This is how far that the Liberal Party partisans will go. Right? That's part of what's pushed me away from some of the left-wing activities is just not wanting to be involved with this. She starts out by calling him an idiot, which is right away, that's how you start a debate and you know that the person lost, right? Because she's got to resort to name calling rather than, the actual facts about what's being said, right? And then she immediately calls him a liar.
CPP stands for Canada Pension Plan. It is a pension plan, not a tax. You
Again, we could go back and see what the tax is.
pay into it and then you can withdraw in retirement, like most.
You can, right? If you qualify. You can't quite see it on her, above her hair, but it says, if you qualify, right? You might not get that money back. CPP there's no guarantee on CPP for a Canadian. I could be paying in for another 2 decades and still not receive that money,
Pensions, how much you contribute determines how much you will withdraw. Yes, CPP will still be there when you retire. The maximum contribution to CPP is about $3,500 per year, unless you're self-employed like me, and then you get to pay both the employee and the employer side for $7,000 per year. I still pay it because it's a good program. EI stands for employment insurance. It is insurance, not a tax.
So this is hilarious. Let's go to the government of Canada to prove that what the government of Canada is saying is not wrong, right? Yeah, of course we know what it's called, right? Because they changed the name of it. We know what it used to be called. Unemployment insurance, right? No big deal. But when Harper is in power and Justin Trudeau doesn't want the rates increased like Pierre Paul increased, it's a totally different story. Right. And yes, he did increase. Pierre was the one that increased the rates on us. Right. Just saying that to show, there's tons of shit I could call out on Pierre. And if this is what the Liberals got, it's nothing because, like I said, they're just hiding behind the fact that they're taking more money away from Canadian citizens, Canadian workers, right?
Are we noticing a theme here? Employment insurance is insurance for your employment. So if you are laid off, you suffer an injury, or even if you go on parental leave, you will receive a weekly benefit paid out to you for employment insurance. If you receive EI for even 1 year because of a job loss or a parental leave, you will actually withdraw more from the program than you will ever pay in your entire working life. It's really important that you understand that if you are...
See, and that's exactly it. The reason that this happens is because there's people who have paid into it and receive no benefit. Nothing, right? Like... what kind of insurance is that? Like, worst insurance deal I've had in my life. I'll tell you that, right? Forced, mandatory. She's an employer. She knows, right? She has to take that off. of employee checks.
99.9% of Canadians, if your income is below $300,000, social support programs are for you. When you advocate
Why that amount? Right? Just no rationale.
cut them to reduce them, you are putting yourself in danger. Social programs are like the ultimate emergency fund, and all of us should be funding them to ensure a healthy,
We are
productive,
funding them.
safe society. Pierre is
That's the whole thing. She doesn't understand. How much more do you want to take from people like me? That's unbelievable. I'm not getting anything back here.
trying to get you to defund the programs that you need.
That's not true either. And at no point in time has he said that. Never. Not even when the Conservatives were in power. Right? It's just bullshit on top of bullshit. She wants it to be that way. Right? Yeah, it's an insurance program. Right? paid for by the tax they take off of our payroll.
Because it will give a tax break to the wealthy. Don't listen to Pierre. He's an idiot.
Yeah. This is from Investopedia.com. Yeah, I know. It's American, right? Payroll tax, a percentage withheld from an employee's pay by an employer who pays it to the government on the employee's behalf to fund Medicare, healthcare, and Social Security, EI, CPP programs. Exact same thing, right? It's a payroll tax. Sure. It's just named insurance. It is an insurance. Paid for by taxes. This is legalline.ca, and the Canadian government collects taxes as a source of revenue to pay for social and economic programs. That's what our taxes do, right? Our taxes pay for our social and economic insurance programs. You know? What was the other one here? Oh yeah, this one just talks about it being a part of our payroll taxes here. All right, that's all I got for this one, folks. Thanks for watching. That was kind of fun for me. It's called insurance, right? Still doesn't change the fact that it's a tax.